Good evening. This is the takeaway on a Friday with me, Mr. B, my right hand man, Talk MU. Today we discuss the Man United rebuild and we have a little natter about certain rumours that the Ralph appointment has been a mistake. Talk.
Evening. Yo,
What's happening?
Salmon.
I shouldn't really be having a smile on my face after the week we've had, but it's Friday, the weekend's here, so how you doing, my
man? That's the one consolation in that we've got. You know what I mean? We've had a crap week. The weekend's here. There's no football apart from there's a game on tomorrow, but we're coming into the internationals, friendlies for England. What a lot of cack. I went shopping. Just ask you something. Why, right? Is anybody else or you go shopping? You know those like self-service things.
The scanny things.
Yeah. I don't know why, but every time I go near one of them, start doing a thing. It gives me all that unexpected item on the weighing scales or something. What are you on about?
What you adding? What you adding?
I know.
What you adding to your brain?
I know. I'm thinking, wait a minute, unexpected item. Like, what are you? You're telling me that you don't know that this exists then? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Every 2 seconds, I have to get the woman over. You know, the red light starts flashing. Everyone starts looking. Everyone starts getting impatient. You know, you can hear people huffing and puffing. You know what I mean? And you're like, listen. And the worst thing is, if you got to buy, things for the missus, certain items that are, most, essential. And
items,
oh, mate. And you know what I mean? You stood there with a box of doodahs. You know what I mean? All right. And you're like, oh no, please, not on this one. No, please, just scan it and so I can put it in the bag. But no, it starts going all crazy. You know what I mean? And you're like, stood there with a box of supers. Then you got to wait for the woman, and you're looking around, and I mean, I'm going red now, thinking about it. I mean, I don't mind buying the things for the missus, you know what I mean? Because it's all good. You got to do what you got to do, haven't you? But mate, honestly, I wish they'd sort it out. But that's one thing that happened today to me. What about yourself? You had a good day?
Yeah, work was in. I was in and out of work nice and early. I've had a nice relaxing day. No Man United stress to think about for the next couple of days. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good, Tom. Well, it's all good.
Speaking of stress, I mean, I heard the rumour first. I heard it sort of mentioned. I thought, what our owners, new stadium. It's the first thing you do. That is you're laughing at. You go, yeah. Are you crazy? What? They won't even buy us a midfield. So they're going to build a new stadium. Where's the money going to come from for that? We're like 400 odd million in debt. You know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy. But the question that must be asked, because it is doing its rounds, would we, as fans, be happy for Old Trafford to be either relocated to somewhere else and rebuilt, or the current stadium totally demolished and another one rebuilt? What's your thoughts on that?
So you think those are the only options that we've got? Is it there? I would more be hoping that there was an option for an upgrade where the stadium could still maybe stay open, if that was the case.
I think it's look. I think from the point of view of where we are right now, the club, the stadium's cack. It really is. It's old, man. It's like, do you know what it's turning into now? It's come full circle. When Fergie turned up, it was a shed, right? It was a shed, absolute shed. It was terrible. He come along, they did the bits and the bats as we got more and more successful. But that's now a long time ago. And it's now turning back into a shed. Do you know what I mean? So something's got to be done. And I mean, for me, I just think, you know what? No, I don't want to lose that. Like, remember we said it like ages ago. I'm talking like probably about 9 months ago or something. We was having a stream and I was talking about there's a certain atmosphere at Old Trafford that can't be described. And then the other day, Rio Ferdinand was on the interview with Joe from the Paddock, and he was talking about it, and Rio more or less said the exact same thing in a roundabout way. And I was watching, I was going, yes, Rio, you know what I'm talking about. It's got this kind of, there's a special feeling there. Nobody, you don't know what it is. You can't put your finger on it, but there's something there. There's so much that's happened at that club. Yeah, it's history and it's emotion, and it's sad to say, but there's also death. With the players that we lost, the babes that we lost, but the spirit is there, everything is there, and for me, the thought of us just go manhandling, the stadium, demolishing this, that, and the other. No, I can't live with that, bro. That doesn't sit well with me. I mean, if they were to say, you know what, we're going to look at this, we're going to get some like stadium designers, architects, and the blah blahs in, and we're going to maintain the most precious parts of this club and build around it, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that sounds cool. But then, even then, bro, we're gonna have to close. We'd have to close the stadium and go and play, go and play somewhere else. We'd have to have a different stadium to go and play our matches. I mean, it's happened. It's happened before, hasn't it, for other teams? So why can't it happen for us?
I get that, but to relocate, they have to find space. That's going to take time and money, extra money. Then if they keep Old Trafford open, they will still be making money. My big thing and my biggest issue, I don't want to be negative. I really don't want to be negative, but I'm sort of agreeing with Matthew Bassett in regards to the fact that will it just be, we're going to build a new stadium, so guess what, now we've got even less money to spend? We're already in however much debt we're in. Where is the finance for this going to be coming from?
Yeah, but Mr. B, listen, you're talking about the biggest club in the world here, one of, if not, in my opinion, the biggest. So whether you look at it, whether you look at it as the biggest or one of the three, it's one of three in other people's eyes, biggest clubs in the world. We can't have a stadium like we've got, bro. Look at Tottenham. Tottenham aren't even the biggest club in North London, and they've got a brand new like gleaming stadium with all of this, that, and they're all singing, all dancing, and all that. You know what I mean? And there's us, the most successful club, and we're in a shed. It's cack. I mean, look at it. It's so dated when you look at it. You look at that, those like funny white scaffoldy arrangements. It's like I don't know. It's like a Meccano set, mate. You know what I mean? It looks like a Meccano set. And then when you put all that glass in, that old.
I like Meccano.
Yeah, I like Meccano. I loved Meccano as a kid, but no way could my dad. I mean, mum afford that, mate. No way, man. I had to just watch my mates play it in their house. You know what I mean? But anyway, right? It's dated, man. It's old, dated, rotting, rusting, leaking, stinking. It's too tight, too cramped. I mean, yeah, all right. You could argue the fact that I was listening to the Paddock boys over there. They were saying the same thing. It brings atmosphere. I like that part of it, yeah. But it could be. You don't want to lose that. So if they were to kind of, for me, one thing I will say, Mr. B, is, which I'm sure you'll agree, there's no way we can move Old Trafford from its current site. Not in a million years. Over my dead body, bro. I tell you what, I would cement myself into the ground, mate.
you do worse than the guy in that cup game yesterday. Oh,
oh my days! I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was looking at a picture before, and I could see this guy. I'm like, yeah, what is that? And this guy, he looks like, I don't know what he looks like, but anyway, he's got this plastic cable tied on his neck against the goalpost. You're like, mate, come on, you telling me that you really thought this through? Because what you should have done is gone to Oldfford's, got yourself one of those like proper top of the range, anti-motorbike stealing whatever's chain things. Yeah, gone there, got yourself to the thing, and then lock yourself to the goalpost with that, because you'd have been there for ages, bro. Not a cable tie. I mean, what did you say to the medical staff? George, can you bring some scissors for me? on your way, you plum.
Did you see this? Did you see the size of the bolt cutters that they brought out?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, they're prepared for somebody to come on like and chaining themselves, not with a cable tie. I mean, give him his credit though. He had the bottle to do it. You know what I mean? He was just
No,
not very well
fair
thought
play
out.
to him. Fair play to him. But you know, yeah, sorry, we drifted off of it, didn't we?
Yeah,
How was you talking about chaining yourself to Old Trafford, didn't it?
oh,
Not letting them
cementing,
take
cement.
it, cementing yourself. Oh,
Yeah,
God
man.
bless you. Now look,
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's anything other than gossip.
Well, yeah, I know what you say. Yeah, we've covered that, but at some when do we need right? If
I
not now,
understand that we do. See, is it if they could? Okay, look at the new camp. Not the new camp. Real Madrid.
burn, burnabout.
Yeah, the Bernabeu. They're renovating theirs. I just can't see it being done quickly. Old Trafford, if it was, I mean, they're actually not. They're still making money. Real Madrid because they've got their fans in their second ground. Where do United go? They're not going to share with City.
Well, no, we can't. I mean, that's probably out of the question, but not necessarily so. We don't know that until you know this plan and idea moves
Mm.
forward. We don't know, but at the end of the day, I think whether it's these owners now, they listen. They cannot, as owners, look at us as fans. The ESL, the skimming, the terrible decision making in terms of who they've had in to advise them going forward, and you know they can't now sort of hold back on this stadium thing, and I was not only falling away in terms of trophies and the danger of us becoming not the most successful club in England, because there's a change. We're getting close to that with Liverpool. They could overtake us again. Then we have to come back and knock them off their perch with a shitty old stadium that's rotting, bro. These guys need to really seriously consider what they're doing, and if they and I've said it all along, mate, and you well know I've said this. They cannot afford to run this club like it's supposed to be. They just can't. They haven't got the money. They need to sell it. And if us as fans don't want our kids to be having the conversations we were having before Fergie arrived, you know, it's been 25, 35, nearly 40 years since we won anything. I remember my dad going on about it and blah, blah, blah. If we don't want that to be happening, these owners need to be gone. It's as simple as that. Now, the only way for that to happen, Mr. B, the only way for that to happen is for the fans to actually make. Listen, we can do it. If all the fans have the same mindset, we can do it.
Talk.
Go on.
They did their bit.
Mm.
They what's his name?
ESL.
The Liverpool game. Yeah, they've done their bit. The fans weren't happy. Aren't pissed off now because they spent the money on free players and everybody was sweet and happy. So
yeah, but Mr. B, can I just let me point something out to you though? Let me just point something out. A lot of the fans cannot actually see what's happening here. That's the problem. They
need to be enlightened. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. They need
Well,
to be
guess what?
enlightened.
There's a lot of people. I'll be honest. There's a lot of people who don't give a toss, and that's United. That's United fans. You know, they're only interested in the now. It's only, you know, the ones who are thinking further down the line. Yeah, they've got their kids and they want them. I look at it like this. I went all of that time without anything, and when it came, I enjoyed it so much. So if my son has to suffer, like I suffer, you know, he can't have glory all the time. Let's be honest. We don't want him to. We want him to appreciate the fact that we're going through this patch. So when we come back to being great again, I don't know. I would love it to be in our. I'll be honest. I would love it to be in our lifetime tour. I really would love it to be in our lifetime.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, that's the thing is the Glazers. These current owners now, they're living like kings. They've got the best medical, the healthcare, the blah blahs, diets, and all the blahs on the money from the club. So they ain't going anywhere fast as it stands. And if they are not willing to make the right moves in order to, you know, get the club back in a good place, both aesthetically and actually on the pitch, winning. And not listen, I'm not saying we're going to get new owners and they're going to spend money and we're going to start winning. No, I'm talking about just competing because we aren't competing for shit at the moment, Mr. B.
But this is the but talk. Wouldn't a new stadium? Everybody who has been involved in getting a new stadium has a drop off in the money that they spending on players, and we don't spend enough as it is.
Well, this is exactly to what I just said. These owners, they can't afford to do it, so they've got to sell it. We've got to get these owners out if we want to get our club anywhere near challenging, not winning. Because let's have it right. Look, Manchester City, they're not guaranteed. They still haven't won the Champions League with all the money they've spent and having the best manager in the world and all the blah blah this that and the other, and a pretty new stadium and all the training facilities and all the village that they built all around the Etihad. Right? They've still not got the Champions League, and they're now in a race with Liverpool. Right, to go for this year's, so nothing's guaranteed. But as we've got to be challenging, we've got to be pushing. We cannot be like lagging behind so far. Now fighting for the fucking top six. That's the way it's looking. We're going to be fighting for top six Europa League. I mean, do you know what I mean?
I think I have to it's so frustrating that if you don't laugh, you're going to end up crying. The drop off has been so drastic, drastic. But it's been drip. It hasn't been we've always had that hope, that we were gonna. Are we? What are we going to be coming back to? The gap is so big.
Well, exactly, Mr. Bean. But it looks big now, but there's a bit of a optical illusion going on here, because if you go back and look at all the games again, we know we're the club that's created the most chances in the Premier League. We created bare chances, but we're not putting them away. Right, we'll get onto that in a minute anyway. But listen, for me, in terms of Manchester City, they're sweet, they're cool. They've got good owners. The owners have got plenty of money. Our owners have not got plenty of money. They're now actually looking at talking about a cricket, something to do with cricket. You're like, what? Where's your head at, mate? You don't even understand football. You're telling me you're going to understand the intricacies
It's
of
money.
Cricket. I know it is,
It's
Mr.
money.
B. Where's the money for? The money ain't to come back to Old Trafford, bro.
No, exactly, bro. Did not. Old Manchester United is part of their portfolio. Yeah, they're not as fans, and this is this. Yeah, well, look, talk. We can sit down here and you can rant for the next 7 hours. It's not going to make one bit of difference. What is going to make a difference is the appointments that they're making as managers. And right now, as of yesterday, you wake up in the morning and you're thinking, hold on a minute, Ralph, what mistakes have they made with Ralph?
Well, yeah.
I'm hearing now that they feel that the Ralph appointment was a mistake. This is something that I really need to get off my chest. And I'm glad you're here. I'm glad they're hearing the comments, because I want to hear what you guys think about Ralph, whether you think he was a mistake appointment or not. What you reckon, talk? I'm of the opinion. I'll tell you what. You know what? I'm gonna let you babble first, and I'm gonna get some of these messages up on screen. Go on. What's your thoughts?
I mean, for the club to come out now and say, well, the rumours are the club, the board have said, it's a mistake bringing Ralph in. I mean, oh my days, the mind boggles, bro. The mind absolutely boggles. You know what I mean? You just think, well, look, how could you say it was a mistake? That's total nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. You had to listen. Ollie was going in a direction that was irretrievable. We knew that. It had gone. He'd lost the dressing room. He'd lost the faith of the players. No matter how much they cried and all the rest of it when he left, they still were relieved he was gone. Let's have that right straight off the bat. So you had to bring somebody in, and who was available to bring in at that time? They talked. The Conte thing was rumoured, but no, they bottled it because of the money that was being spread about. And Ralph was an easy option because it was cheap. We know that Ralph was cheap. He came with a great mind about football. They understand his thing, and for me, look, there's no coincidence here that, Ollie, the team wasn't doing great for Ollie. But then all of a sudden, Ralph comes in, he tries to get them to do this 4-2-2, it doesn't work, too complicated. Then he switches it around and we start getting results. All right, we dropped points here and dropped points there. But there was an improvement. There was a big improvement. The amount of chances created, the better we got in defence. So it's quite clear. We know what the problem is on that front is. It's the players. If they think now that they can come out now and start saying, "Oh, well, we're going to get blah blah manager," but actually, he doesn't really need to spend that much money because we've got a great squad here, and then leave it to another manager for another season to try and get a tune out of this group of players when it's totally unbalanced. It's just crazy, and I wouldn't be surprised, Mr. B, if that's what happens here. I really wouldn't. Muted, bro.
Really, I would be so disappointed. I'll be so disappointed. I think he's come in, and Ralph's not a yes man. He hasn't come in there to, maybe behind the scenes they might think but to us, as I think it's so refreshing to have a manager come out and call the players out. The players don't want to play for the club. Don't defend them. They weren't used to that. His press conferences where before they were calling, Ollie in a friendship kind of way, they've realized that Rangnick, you can call his name, but he just wants to get on with it. It's business. It's business. It's not personal. 1 second, talk. Sorry, mate.
No worries, bro.
What was I saying? What part of that conversation was I on? Oh, my head's gone again. Friday night. Sorry, I shouldn't have been rambling. I'm going to let you start. It's going to come back to me again. This is the issue with Friday night takeaway, lads. Sorry.
The players of Ollie and
sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Ralph calling them out.
Yeah, they were friends. So Ollie was wanted to protect them. Ralph's not into that, and that's the level of management that I like. They're all players. Everybody's an equal player. There's no favourites, although we could disagree maybe on certain players playing, but he's come in and he has identified issues that I'm not sure the owners of the club are glad that are out in maybe public knowledge. So that way I think he's been a breath of fresh air. His press conferences are so honest. They were asking him crap questions in the beginning, normal management, but now they realize that they can maybe ask him something about this, something about that. Most of the time, he answers the question. He actually answers the question. So for me, as you said at the time, we needed to get. Look, you think about what we were like after the Watford game. Think about, I wanted to throw myself in the river half time at the Old Trafford game against Liverpool. That pain, we needed him gone. We needed Ollie gone. Now, you know what the club's like. They didn't expect Ollie probably to have, been what he did. I still think it was a panic sacking in regards to they had nobody. I don't think they had anybody. Now, they could have given Ralph the job full time, which, probably we would have given him a little more authority as time went in regards to formation wise, him being able to say the players they have to do this. They're looking at this guy and thinking, hold on a minute, you've brought in this 65-year-old man and he's going to be here for 6 months. I don't care. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. But now all of a sudden it's
let's just mention as well that you've got to think about the mental effect this has on the players when they're looking at the competition. Right, you're there with Ollie. He started well. Yeah, he started well. It all went to shit. Right, whether you threw him under the bus or not, it went to shit. Boom, gone. You look at me like, oh man, what's going on here? Man United, just look at that. Liverpool flying, winning stuff. Manchester City flying, winning stuff, playing great football. Shit. Bam. Next thing you know, first bang wallop, we've got What? Who's this guy? That's what you're asking as a player. You're asking that as a player. You're going, yeah. I mean, who's this guy? Look at this. Look at the competition now. You're looking at the competition and you're looking at Ralph as a player. All right, you understand what he's done in the game in terms of his building clubs up and all the rest of it, but and the Gegenpress and all the Gegenpress, whatever you want to call it, right? But then you're then thinking, wait a minute, but how is he gonna now propel us from this position that we're in? Because they got too comfortable of players in the kind of poor runs of form that they were in. They got too comfortable in it because it was easier to just go out and keep doing the motions than actually put the effort in and try and get themselves out of it because of the competition they're looking at. And not just that, the absolute, the colossal mountain of the challenge in front of them to try and get back to. It's a monster. It's an absolute monster. The job at Old Trafford is a monster.
It's not a one-man job, is it?
And I think that's that's it. Yeah, and forget Manchester City. Manchester City have gone. Well, they've come from absolutely nowhere. They were never anything. But now they are becoming. They're becoming. They still aren't there yet. But they're becoming a bigger team, a bigger club. Liverpool, they've been there in the past, and then we know about the long wait. We've digged them for years about it and everything else. Then Klopp comes along, and because he's at the time a manager, he's got a clear identity of what he wants to do. You know what I mean? And this is the thing that bothers me. The only one thing that bugs me is that our lack of identity. That is a major, it's a major ingredient into us being successful at the club, bro, as a team. They've got to have an identity. And I've said it to you ages ago as well. The same thing about no one will win anything playing a 4-2-3-1. And who's won anything playing a 4-2-3-1 in England?
Jose.
When?
Didn't Jose play 4-2-3-1 at Chelsea?
What? The first or the second time?
Oh, I have no idea. I just remember Drogba killing people, and he was the only one who ever played up front. So
I don't know. Listen. Yeah, but when was that?
Listen, I'm being pedantic. Talk. I understand that. I do like 4-3-3. I like aggressive football. We don't have the players to play aggressive football anyway. But that's it. It's that we have a huge summer coming up. We already spoke about losing players, not knowing who we've got in, not knowing who the manager is. I mean, I'm hearing rumors that Mr. Murdoch and his sidekick Robin, Darren Fletcher,
Robin
is good. They're supposed to be meeting, having a chat with face-to-face chat with Ten Hag on Monday. Now, let's be honest; these things aren't going to stay quiet. So if he has, and they have had a face-to-face conversation, then hopefully something's going to be done. What I don't know, obviously talking about the future manager, is what was clipped. Who's clipped now? Jesus, what was clipped? Oh, I've just seen a message about clips. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's all right. I don't think we made that mistake, or maybe I have. I'll not take no notice of this Friday night. It doesn't make no difference to me. What was I going to say now? See, Friday night drifted out of that one again. See, I tell you what, when I start rabbling, say, Mr. B, just hold, finish what you're saying, because once I start going, it takes me so long to remember what we came back to.
Bro, don't worry about it. Listen. Ten Hag, I mean, even for him, this is a monstrous job. It's huge. It's absolutely huge, coming into Manchester United. In the current state we're in right now, we've got a squad that's we have to be honest with ourselves as fans here. We have to ask difficult questions, and the answer to those questions is some people won't like them. You get fans who start getting in certain camps and going, how can you be a United fan? You're saying that, and you're like, well, look, we've all got our own opinions at the end of the day. Some of these players, a lot of these players, just aren't good enough for this club, bro. They're just not. They are not, by any stretch of imagination, good enough for this club. It's as simple as that. And when you've got a club in disarray with terrible owners, and everything else, and then you've got players who are just not good enough, you've got no chance. And when you're coming up against managers like Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola and Thomas Tuchel, you forget it, man. You got no hope whatsoever, and that is now evident because of where we are right now. We couldn't get past a team that's that's not at its best in Atletico Madrid. If you go back and watch that game, the amount of opportunities and moments we wasted where we did not.
I'm not rewatching that, mate. That's 90
yeah,
minutes that I don't want to see back.
No, but you've got listen. There's lots of opportunities in that game. What have I been saying for so long now, especially about Jadon Sancho? I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying get rid of him or anything like that. I'm just saying he needs to do more in that position that he's in. When we're doing a watch along, you watch him. You go back and watch that game. Loads of opportunities. He's received the ball, and the run for him to take that ball down into that corner area is on, and he's onside. The other player is playing him onside and doubling up, and there's another player in him wait alongside him to produce the overlap or the underlap, and there's other players standing by ready to go into the box. But what does he do? He doesn't do it. He'll put his step over and then go, nah, I'm going to put it back inside. And you're going, why are you doing that? This is a team that's playing five at the back.
Look,
you've got to get down there.
Talk.
And we're not doing it.
Talk.
You can't win games like that, Mr. B.
Talk. I've heard that squeaky voice, and I know what's coming. I've been doing the watch-alongs long enough to know that I see I held you before those Friday night F words come out because I could feel what was happening. I've heard you enough to know. Go down the fucking line. Go down the line. Go down the F. Yeah, we understand, but maybe these players don't want to do that, and this is where the next manager appointment has to be so important. So me personally, I don't think the Ralph appointment was a mistake. You guys in the comments, we've seen you. Me and Talk have been waffling away, but I know you've been having your conversations there.
Yes.
Bath time, Eddie. Yeah, go on. You can. I'll let you you do the honours.
Sorry, folks. I won't start right from the top because we'll be here all night. But yeah, I see everybody who's in here. Yellow Cunley, Bath Time, Mark Edmund, Eddie's Football Waffle, Box, Anthony Herbert. Who else? One second, let me have a look. There'll be somebody else. I don't want to miss anybody out. Freedom, who said we've been clipped. Good man. Who else? Matthew Bassett. Anybody else? Let's have a look. Anyone names there? Oh, Pat Lawless. Big up, Pat. Richard Herbert as well. I knew there was other names there that I'd missed.
Yeah, Richard Anthony.
Princes of Maine. Ollie. Yeah, listen, there's loads of people. But anyway, let's get to the comments here. Okay, we'll start here. I know this is Ola Cunley, Liverpool fan. The players are good enough. The players are good enough. They're just not being inspired by the coaching. Right. So there's a point there from what I've just been talking about there, where we're not being aggressive enough in that final third and asking enough questions. We're kind of just, like getting to the door but not knocking, waiting for them to open it. You're like, yeah, I don't know, it don't work like that, bro. You gotta knock on the door, son. You know what I mean? Be more brave, be more aggressive. You know what I mean? Attack them in areas where they don't want you to go. Every time you keep going to go down that side there and they block you off and you keep turning back inside, he's happy. That defender's happy as Larry. He's like, yeah, man, I've got this all night long. Do this all week if you want, bro. No problem. You're not giving me any threat. You're not asking me any questions. You know what I'm saying? It's right. Bath Time, it's coming box. I don't know what he's talking about there. Mark Edmund, Bath Time, just put me on suicide watch. Poach and Southgate. What? Oh, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, they're talking about managers saying Poch and Poch and Southgate. I'll be honest, I don't listen to Southgate anywhere. Near. Can you imagine?
No, man, I'm getting locked up. If Southgate is put in manager position, wow. I'm getting locked up, Mr. B. I'm telling you that now. I'm telling you.
You'll be like Akon, yeah?
Box, I'd rather have Jesse Marsh than Southgate. He's the guy at Leeds, isn't there? What's he? I don't even know what he's doing there.
I have no idea.
I think the fan base will riot if Brendan Rodgers comes in, lol. Yeah, no, I don't want him either. Sorry, mate.
I know. You know what? It's gonna be until that decision is made, which I hope is made early. We're gonna jeez, we're gonna be. It's gonna be a
Let's just
long
yeah.
nine games. Oh, question: do you know when the French and dot season are finishing?
Oh,
I should have had a look.
I don't know. I
Is it
don't know,
finishing
bro.
after us? Are they finishing after we do?
I'm not
Because
sure. To be
these
fair, I
are
don't.
things that I want to get done. Either one of them is going to win their league, so they're not going to
Yeah,
give
yeah.
it up before they go. I say
Well,
either one of them two,
Poch,
knowing us, we're going to go get somebody else.
forget Poch. It's got to be. It's got to be Ten Hag or
We listen, talk. We
yo.
don't make that choice.
No, I
We
know what you're
don't
saying,
make
but
that choice.
hold on. Let me just get it. So bath time is saying is the problem now the final third play for you, talk. Look, I know what you're getting at there, bath time, because there's lots of other stuff going on, but the fact that we've created a lot of chances since Ralph's come in tells you the story. I'm not listen. I ain't too concerned about when it comes to, giving up chances behind you in your own half to the opposition. That's football. You know what I mean? It's just the way football is. You can't always keep everybody out all of the time. Look at Liverpool. You know what I mean? Most of the time, yeah, because like I said all along, Liverpool. You know, Jurgen Klopp plays a numbers game. He knows the way he plays his football so aggressively. You push teams up into their own half. You condense the space of the pitch, the size of the pitch. They're stuffed most of the time, and create 5 chances. Liverpool, they're going to score minimum 3 most games. So it's a numbers game. He knows if they give a couple of chances to the opposition, how many of those chances are they going to actually score from? Even if they get to create 3 chances, most teams won't even score any, or some teams might score 1. But Liverpool will totally outdo you on that front. So from my point of view, the final third play is just a total abysmal. Mr. B sounded like he can sing. Yo, yeah, man, come on, Mr. B, let's hear them golden tones. Stop it. Come on, it's karaoke night here on the Friday Night Takeaway, folks. What song do you want to hear? Come on, let's get down.
Oh, Eddie.
Let's do your compare bit, Mr. B. Do you know the guy on the? You know when you're at a wedding or something, and the guy on the mic, you can't hear what he's saying. It sounds like that. He's going, "Hey, so tonight we're saying for the guys, can I see no problem with the guys? Get down."
Oh, what's his name? Norman.
Yeah.
What's his name? No, was that Norman Collier?
Norman Collier.
Yeah,
Norman
wasn't
Collier.
that the guy? Yeah, you did. Anyway, look, I'm showing my age.
He's the guy you cut out. No, Norman Collier was the guy who used to talk, and then he'd be going
yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Norman. Good mate of mine, Norman.
Yeah, I bet he was.
You know it, Mr. B. You know it. Let me tell you. Miss Eddie's not having it. He wants you to sing, bro. Come on.
I'll tell you what, Eddie's gonna be here a long time if he's waiting for me to sing, boy. I'm telling you, there ain't no chance in hell. Maisie wanted me to sing. I'm sure I went to sing Maisie happy birthday on one of the streams of her. There's no chance. You lot wouldn't get me drunk enough on the stream to be singing.
I'm totally. I mean, listen, I play guitar and bass and like keyboard and all kinds of madness, but I am totally tone deaf when it comes to singing, mate. I couldn't sing to save myself. Listen, Bath Time's now saying I'd take Ancelotti in a heartbeat. Now, listen, can I just mention something here, Mr. B, when it comes to this now? I don't know if you remember Bath Time, but this was mentioned. I can't remember where I read it, but it was. I remember reading it that Man United actually might even consider Ancelotti as a interim. Another interim, you're like, yeah, what? And that's at a point where I just started thinking, oh, please, no. I mean, let me just ask you the question. Would you take Carlo Ancelotti? I can't hear you, Mr. B. You're muted, bro.
Oh, over who? Myself? If the choice is out of me, if the choice is out of me being manager,
okay.
and Mr. Ancelotti being manager, then of course I'll take Ancelotti. But I'm not interested. Why are we gonna get an old guy who's gonna be coming acting like Jesus in the club again? We don't need Jesus. Well, right now we need a man who's gonna come in there and bust some heads. And if they don't listen, get the F out of Old Trafford, bro. I'm sick. I don't want an old Ollie again. I don't want a huggy man. I want a man who's gonna get these players to the level that we want them to be. And I don't think Ancelotti's that guy. I really
No,
don't think
I don't.
Ancelotti's that
I
guy.
don't. Look at the way it went. And I remember saying at the time when he got appointed to Everton, I laughed. And I was having a conversation with someone, and they were like, "What? Don't you think that's a good point?" I was like, "Good appointment." I was like, "What are you on about there, man? That's never going to work. You're talking. You have to spend seriously massive amounts of money, and also give him time to figure it out. You know, it was never going to work. That, and rightly so. We were proved right. It didn't work. So, at the end of the day, I think Ancelotti's got. Listen, he's got a good CV and all the blahs, but at the end of the day, it's just, for me, it's too long in the tooth. He's been in the Prem before. I know he won stuff with Chelsea. What did he win with Chelsea, by the way? I can't remember.
Oh, he must have won something. Now we don't want the cuddly, we don't want the panda bear of Ancelotti, man. Let's just leave that alone. I said it's going to be a lot of talk from now till whenever our manager comes. But look, all that does, it gives us stuff to talk about on the Friday, doesn't it? Talk with all of our guys in the comments. We see you and we appreciate all of you. This was a nice little chat tonight, talk, just me and you. Makes a change that it's just me and you. Yeah. Hopefully the guys in the chats enjoyed it. But look, this is us. This was the agenda talk. Where can we find this? Let's end it how Solo ends. Where can we find you?
Me, usually near my fridge, because it's like the best place in the house. Everybody knows what I'm like with food and fridges, right? So, yeah, you'll find me near my fridge, but on Twitter, at iTalkMU, you'll find me there, and you'll always find me here on this marvellous, glorious channel. So, Mr. B, thank you. I love the takeaway, man. I look forward to it all week. I look forward to the takeaway because, we just have this kind of like impromptu kind of just a natter, in it. You know what I mean? We haven't planned anything. We haven't researched nothing. We haven't looked at this and looked at that. It's
That's
just
the word.
rumours.
No, man. You can't say no research. Solo, we did research.
Sorry. I mean, did I say no? Oh, no, sorry. I mean, we've done bare research, I meant to say. Oh, sorry, Dad. So, that's it. Folks.
Oh, look, my phone's ringing now. Not really.
No,
Solo,
mine
we're taking the Mickey, man. We're on the wind up, Rob. We're on the wind up. It's Friday, man. Now he ain't seen you to this part of the show. We could always wipe this off anyway.
Listen, all these, everybody, again, I just listen, because without you guys who come, and I know we say it all the time, but it is so important. Without all you guys in the chat right now coming along and watching us, we haven't got a show, have we? And so, you know what? Every single one of you, we just really appreciate, your input, that you come along and listen to the show, you put your comments in, and give us something else to sort of talk about as well. So, I mean, it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's great. What's that? What's time saying? I'd take Carl. Oh, that's the one I put up in it. But I'm looking just quickly before we go, Mr. B. I'm looking in the chat. I don't think people are kind of in the same mindset wanting Ancelotti. I think
we don't want the panda bear. We'll accept that. But look, this is us. This was the agenda. This was me, Mr. B. This was him, Talk MU. If you did like the show, you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. If you're not new, thanks for coming back. This was the takeaway. We will see you all again on the takeaway next week. But no games. Get your notification bell on, because we will be doing a couple of bits and pieces in between before we get back to our Premier League top 4 running. So this was me, Mr. B. That was him, Talk MU. This was us, the Man United agenda. Thank you in the comments. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Yeah, big up.